welcome to this week's video. If you are looking for some motivation or inspiration, then this is the video for you. I do especially love this time of year getting motivated and watching videos that I'm like, yes, that just inspired me. Typically my videos on how to get out of a rut or make the most of the season that you're in involve a lot of things like productivity. So working out, grocery shopping, making meal prep, all of that type of stuff. And this one is pretty different. I wanted to emphasize and hit on a little more of the fun aspects of things. I think this time of year, like I said in my last video, is very cozy and can sometimes lean into hard to feel motivated for anything with it getting dark so early and chilly outside. And so I was like, well, what things really inspire me to just feel cozy and feel good inside? And I wrote down a couple of them that I just wanted to go over, things that I'm inspired for this season. And number one is making a plan or a bucket list. Now, typically when I do this, it's about kind of like my upcoming things or chores that I have. But for this one, it is actually pretty fun. My plan was to do this in the fall and put things on there like picking out pumpkins, carving pumpkins, and baking fun fall treats. And I never did any of those things. I just kind of talked about them. So I do think that there is something to be said about writing it down and feeling like you're accomplishing something, but that is fun. So I'm gonna title this my holiday bucket list. Let's see, on here, I want to make a Christmas list. My mom has already texted me and been like, okay, start adding things on there. And I just think that this is really fun this time of year. I want to plan a Friendsgiving. I do this every year and I've been so slacking on it. So it's gonna be something that's kind of last minute. What are some other things? I'm gonna look up on Pinterest some cute little holiday inspo and that will kind of get me in the mood. I tried to make them very achievable and Pinterest did give me some good options, but right now on my bucket list is to make a Christmas list, plan a Friendsgiving, host a game night, do gingerbread houses, thrift some new items and maybe some Christmas ornaments too, go ice skating, go to the library, have a movie marathon, and then Josh and I have a tradition where we pick out a new ornament every year, so that is on there as well. I can keep adding to this, especially with it being virtually, but I just love getting myself in the mood for all of that, and it makes me really excited. I saw a quote and it was life is supposed to be fun, don't take the fun out of doing things. So to-do list can also be to have fun. In the spirit of having fun, the next one and point number 2 is to have a hobby that you invest in. So I have some friends who are doing needlepoint right now, and I will say I've seen a bunch of people posting about it. It does make me definitely want to try it out. I feel like I was the same way with crochet. I had a lot of friends who were doing that. It does seem fun to do something with your hands. The one that I've been doing now for a few months and I love it is scrapbooking. I got my scrapbook from Hobby Lobby, but I have a similar one linked on my Amazon storefront. I just like this one because it has thick cardstock pages, so you can kind of do whatever you want as far as making the backgrounds messy or clean or just sticking them on there. And I liked that better than a traditional one because the point of this is to basically be a junk journal, and I want to keep lots of ticket stubs and plane tickets and all of those things so that I can put them into here, and it genuinely makes me so happy. I feel like doing something that is off of screens and brings you happiness and you can go back and look at, what better way? I will say the bottleneck of this is printing out photos. I usually print mine at Walgreens. They do same day delivery and they usually have a bunch of coupons. But I'll give you a tour of what my scrapbook is looking like right now, and then I want to see what page we will be working on today. This is the front of it. And my first page is just kind of a broad one of some cute photos of the year that I liked. Next is my spring break trip. So cute. I love this little sticker that's on there. And then some house projects that Josh worked on for making our backyard very beautiful. This was definitely a highlight of this year. Probably our biggest highlight is starting our coffee business. So having a page dedicated to that and then using our bag as a lot of them was something I thought was really cute. This was my family trip back home in North Carolina. And then just some fun summer pages. These make me so happy. I feel like all of the beach days and the coffees, laying in the pool, ice cream, hosting little parties. Then on this page, that kind of continues with a lot of different water activities. Then we have a page dedicated to Josh and I, and mostly at the beach. And then this is more of fun bucket list things, going to concert, bike ride, little trips that we were on. I love these 2 pages of Switzerland. that was how many steps we did, and our flight here, some different hiking passes here and here, and then we have a blank slate. Pictures, but I don't want my only memories to be digital and I have to like scroll on my social media to see them. So already getting to fill this book with like so many precious memories. I think these pages came out so cute. I used only our film photos on this one from Switzerland. This was kind of some end of summer photos celebrating Rachel's wedding and some cozy coffees on the beach, having breakfast with all of us after church, and just like fun, cozy things. So now I'm ready to segue into some more like fall or winter stuff, which I need to print out some more photos. But having these types of hobbies that are crafty and like you have a little craft box and everything, I just think are really, really important. And I have most of this stuff linked. I'll try to link it in my description, but on my Amazon. Like I said, I normally get the photos from Walgreens. These little glue tape things, Hannah showed them to me, and they are so nice for rolling onto your photos. They make it like so much faster to use. And then I just have a bunch of like fun stickers that I've collected. But yeah, hopefully that this can be a hobby that you invest in, but it's still affordable and like you can get good deals on things just to put your memories on paper. Point number 3 is definitely a self-help one, and it is one that I will get a little bit vulnerable to talk about, but it is doing therapy. I feel like doing therapy sometimes has like a taboo. It's a lot more talked about now, but it feels like if you don't have a serious issue or that you're asking for help, like it can be shown as a sign of weakness or something, which is just not the case at all. I think it took me a really, really long time to like consider going to therapy because I was like, well, I have friends who will like listen, and I have a marriage, and Josh will listen, and like people that will listen and give me advice. So why would I need that? Like I know these answers. And I feel like that can be such a bad place to be in, because having somebody who's like an outside source and a licensed professional to help you achieve your best goals and be your best self in every single relationship and friendship, I think is just such a powerful tool. So I wanted to thank the sponsor of today's video, and that is Grow Therapy. They are the reason that I went back to therapy for the first time in years, and I literally had the best experience. I cried, which I wasn't expecting. I got very vulnerable about a lot of my thoughts and just things that I go through personally, whether that comes to how I view myself and like how I view success, how I view the world, things back in childhood. And this was literally after one session. So the reason that I love Grow Therapy so much is they actually went through my insurance, and I just got the bill for it. It was $20. Grow Therapy works through over 100 insurance plans, and even in some states with Medicaid, which I feel like a lot of platforms don't do. And I think that the more affordable and accessible you can make therapy and just that type of care for everyone is like something I am all about. And then also when you go on their site, you can filter by like so many different filters. So I put in there, like, I wanted to see a woman. I wanted to have somebody who is faith-based, because that was really important to me. I wanted to have somebody who gives practical advice, because when I've done therapy in the past, it was a lot of just like encouragement, which I feel like some people really need, and you can definitely put that on there. But I was kind of looking for somebody that I could open up to, and they would be like, these are patterns, or like, these are things that you're doing wrong, and kind of like bring me up to speed on like things that I wasn't even seeing. So I put all those different tags in there, like practical advice, and you were able to see their reviews and like just different things about each one. And so instead of them matching you to somebody, you got to actually select them. And if it isn't a good fit, you can easily select somebody else. So all of those were reasons why I just feel like I love Grow Therapy so much. And you pay per session. So it's not like you have to sign up for some subscription or like be locked into anything. You can really take it as you need it and as frequently as you feel like it is serving you. So I just am such a huge advocate for this, and I wanted to definitely put it in this week's video because I think it's really, really important to invest in who you are as a person. I've seen my friends' lives change through therapy, and even after only just taking that one session, I am so excited to go back. I have my next one booked and like continue to learn how to be the best version of myself. Check out Grow Therapy for finding a therapist. You can do virtual or you can do in person. I have the QR code on the screen that you can scan, or you can go to growtherapy.com/Natalie Zazik to check it out. And like I said, this has already been so life-changing for me. And I think that it is such a mature and healthy thing to do to take that next step. So I just could not encourage that enough. Like, I think that it is so important. So please, please, please check it out if you are interested, and let me know what your experience is, because like I said, I am so excited to continue in my therapy journey. And that would lead us to point number 4, which is reinventing your style a little bit. And I feel like the tendency this time of year, at least for me, is with all of the like Christmas lists and shopping for other people, I want to shop for myself. Maybe that is, again, you're just looking at a lot of stuff, or also the season changing. And it's like, oh, I want a fun new sweater. I want a fun new, you know, whatever else it is, house decor, style, any of that stuff. And so my number one tip for anybody is, unless it's something you've been wanting for a while, go thrifting to give yourself that kind of revamp. There's so many good quality sweaters and jackets and like all of that stuff. So I feel like this is something that I'm always reminding myself of. And even Christmas decor, like I know that so many Christmas decor things are in thrift stores. So that is where we're headed to right now. I'm looking for some sweaters, maybe like a vest, some sweaters, maybe some vests or things like that, but also just kind of letting the thrift store speak to me. So I figured I would bring you guys along and just encourage you that if you do want some new things, check the thrift store first. Party. Get in here. Well, unfortunately, that was a flop. I found like 2 shirts that I kind of liked, but not enough to get them. Like, I feel like the fit, or I don't know, the color was just not exactly right. There was a lot of cute little Christmas decor, but I felt like there wasn't an ornament that was like actually speaking to me. So still definitely a fun activity, but I think we're gonna have to keep searching for some of those items that are like truly worth the purchase. But that's kind of how thrifting always is. It's like you either score or you don't. Honestly, shopping in general. Well, my thrifting luck was definitely not a hit, but it still is so much fun to go, and honestly gives me some inspiration of looking on Pinterest, having some more like thrift finds, and going to some different thrift stores. And also I want to go on Depop, because that is a good way of, especially if you know what you're looking for, then you can just like search it on there. So it is not a flop because it was fun and it's good activity. But my 5th thing is going to be organizing something that you've been putting off. I originally put this on my list because I went through my nightstand. I don't think I've touched my nightstand in a year or something of going through it, but yeah, sorry, I just saw a massive spider outside the window. I touch my nightstand every single day, all the time, but I don't go through it, and I'm like, okay, that's a serious problem. So it looks really good right now, and it's brought me a lot of peace. So I figured the next thing to tackle was my bathroom drawers. I don't know what happens, but it's like the more that I use them and I have like my hair products in there and hair tools and makeup and stuff, it just gets so bad. And if I don't stay on top of it, then clearly you just end up with a mess. So I'll show you what we're working with, and then I'm probably gonna put on some music and just get to work organizing. This is my main problem drawer, and it's my makeup and also like my floss I keep in there. But like, this is so messy and just does not inspire me to want to grab my makeup out of here. And then the bottom drawer is really not as bad, but it just needs a little bit of sprucing up. So I feel like if I do these 2 drawers, it will make my headspace so much better. quick 15-minute project, and this is looking so much better, and so is this. It looks amazing. I felt like those 5 things were a pretty good representation of things that I like to do to get myself either feeling motivated or having fun or just inspired in going into this next season. But Greta is in town because she had a beach club shoot here, and then Hannah's back in town, and I think rain is coming over, so it is very much time for me to take a shower, get into some cozy little holiday PJs, and spend quality time with my friends. I didn't anticipate having a 6th thing on here, but just spending time with people and hosting or getting together when there doesn't have to be an agenda is like peak adulthood. And I watched a TikTok about it, but the girl was saying basically like we've overcomplicated things to where it's like there has to be an event or an activity, and you could just have a board game, or you could like make little activities just out of free things, card games, board games, watching a movie together. So I feel like that is just in the spirit of like creating a community. All of that to say, time for me to get cozy. That is much better and much cozier. I know I said it in last week's video, but having all of the cozy holiday stuff makes me feel so good. So Josh turned on all of our little lights, and now I'm just going to rot on the couch until my friends get here.